We start with a historic mission to the moon and the launch of India's Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft.
Because today is a historic day for India. The Chandrayaan 3 mission lifted off.
India's Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft is on its way to the far side of the moon in a second attempt to softly land a rover on its surface. The spacecraft, which includes an orbiter, a lander, and a rover, launched from Sriharikota, an island in southern India. The mission is a demonstration of India's growing space technology and is expected to land on the moon's surface on August 23rd to 24th after a journey of just over a month. Engineers and scientists from the Indian Space Research Organization celebrated the launch at Satish Dhawan Space Center, while thousands of Indians cheered outside and watched the spacecraft take off. If the landing is successful, India will become the fourth country after the United States, the Soviet Union, and China to achieve this feat. It has been 13 years since India's first moon mission in 2008, and now a new mission is underway. The stakes are high, but here's all the information you need to know about it. In July 2019, India attempted to land a robotic spacecraft near the moon's south pole, but was only partially successful. The mission, called Chandrayaan 2, consisted of an orbiter, lander, and rover. Although the orbiter successfully entered the lunar orbit, the lander lost communication during its final descent and crashed while attempting to deploy the rover to search for water. A failure analysis report submitted to the ISRO revealed that a software glitch was the cause of the crash. The mission, which cost $140 million, aimed to study the permanently shadowed moon craters that are believed to contain water deposits, as confirmed by India's Chandrayaan 1 mission in 2008. India has analyzed the data from the previous crash and conducted simulation exercises to address the glitches. The new mission, Chandrayaan 3, has similar goals as its predecessor and will weigh 3,900 kilograms and cost $75 million. The main goal of the current mission is to safely land on the moon. According to Sriharikota Samanath, the director of ISRO, the Indian Space Agency has mastered the art of reaching the moon, and now they are working on landing successfully. Several countries and private companies are in competition to accomplish a successful landing on the lunar surface. In April, a Japanese company's spacecraft reportedly crashed while trying to land on the moon, and in 2019, an Israeli nonprofit spacecraft was destroyed on impact while attempting a similar feat. As India, a nuclear-armed nation, becomes the fifth largest economy globally, Narendra Modi's nationalist government is eager to showcase the country's security and technological prowess. India is utilizing research from various sources, including space, to address domestic issues. Its space program has already played a crucial role in developing technologies such as satellites, communication, and remote sensing. Additionally, it has been instrumental in monitoring underground water levels and forecasting weather patterns in the country, which is susceptible to cycles of drought and flood. According to Paulava Bagla, who is a science writer and co-author of books on India's space exploration, India will require soft landing technology to undertake more missions to the moon. He emphasized how everything hinged on the success of the Chandrayaan 3 mission. Furthermore, India is teaming up with the United States for its first mission to the International Space Station, which is scheduled for 2024. This initiative is part of the agreements between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and U.S. President Joe Biden, which was established during their meeting at the White House last month. It is important to note that any visit by an Indian astronaut to the International Space Station will not interfere with India's own space program. The program's goal is to launch an Indian astronaut from Indian soil on an Indian rocket in late 2024. India has been launching satellites for itself and other countries since the 1960s, with successful orbiter missions around Mars in 2014. The space sector in India is projected to grow exponentially, with the potential to become a trillion-dollar economy in the coming years. To date, India has launched a total of 424 satellites for 34 different countries, including Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Kazakhstan, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. In the past 5 years, the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has generated approximately 1.1 billion rupees from the launch of foreign satellites. The Chandrayaan-3 lander and rover is equipped with payloads that will provide valuable data to the scientific community regarding the properties of lunar soil and rocks, such as their chemical and elemental compositions. The lander, named Vikram after ISRO's founder, weighs 1,500 kilograms and carries the Chandrayaan rover, weighing 26 kilograms. The rover, which means wisdom in Sanskrit, is housed within the lander. Following the launch on Friday, it will take approximately 15 to 20 days for the craft to reach the moon's orbit. Over the next few weeks, scientists will reduce the rocket's velocity until it reaches a point where Vikram can safely land on the moon. If all goes according to plan, the six-wheeled rover will explore the moon's surface, collecting vital data and images to send back to Earth for analysis. The rover is equipped with 5 instruments that will focus on studying the physical characteristics of the surface, the atmosphere, and tectonic activity underneath the moon's surface. The successful touchdown of the Chandrayaan-3 will be a significant achievement for ISRO, putting them among the few nations that have landed a spacecraft on other planets. In addition to this milestone, the mission will demonstrate advanced technologies and conduct scientific research. After landing, one side panel of the Chandrayaan-3 lander will unfold, creating a ramp for the rover to explore the lunar environment. The solar-powered lander and rover will have approximately 2 weeks to study their surroundings before the chilly lunar night. The rover can only communicate with the lander, which will communicate directly with Earth. Moreover, the Chandrayaan-2 orbiter can also act as a contingency communications relay. The south pole of the moon is still largely unexplored, and the shaded area is much larger than the North Pole. Therefore, there is a possibility of the presence of water in the permanently shadowed areas. It shouldn't be a problem because Chandrayaan-1 already discovered water on the moon near the South Pole in 2008. The equatorial region has already been explored and has provided significant amounts of data. Therefore, the scientific community is now interested in exploring new areas, such as the South Pole, for potential discoveries. However, this area poses more landing risks. Meanwhile, the data collected from the Chandrayaan-2 crash has been analyzed and used to correct errors in the latest mission. The orbiter from Chandrayaan-2 has provided valuable high-resolution images of the landing spot, allowing for a better understanding of the terrain. This information has expanded the possibilities for landing. The landing must be precisely timed to coincide with the start of a lunar day, which lasts 14 Earth days. This is necessary for the lander and rover to charge and function properly in sunlight. India is not the only country with an eye on the moon. There's a growing global interest in it. And scientists say there is still much to understand about the moon, often described as a gateway to deep space. In order to establish the moon as an outpost and gateway to deep space, further exploration is necessary to determine the type of habitat that can be built with locally available materials and how supplies can be transported to those living there. Ultimately, India's goal is to develop the moon into an extended continent of Earth where active and protected life can thrive. The success of Chandrayaan-3 will be a significant step towards achieving this goal. That's it for today's video. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us reach more people with our content. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.